What's up, guys? It's the Faruqi Bros, and today we gotta cover a whole bunch of stuff that came out of D23 Expo. For those of you who don't know, D23 is Disney's biannual event where they cover all things according to their brands. So Marvel, Lucasfilms, animation, Pixar, all that is covered during this 3-day panel. So this year's D23, there's a lot to discuss, and we're gonna focus primarily on Star Wars and Marvel. So before we do that, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Editor-in-Chief Shiraz Faruqi, and I'm joined by my brother Zayan.
What's up, guys?
My cousin Umar.
Hey, everyone.
And my other cousin Samir.
What's up?
So let's start at Star Wars and talk about all things Star Wars. And we'll actually start with the films first, and that's obviously this year, the finale to the Skywalker saga is coming out, Star Wars Episode 9. So they did a bunch of stuff with Episode 9, primarily dropping an incredible poster and showing off some footage, including that of a hooded, black-robed Rey holding a red lightsaber that can quickly transform into a dual-sided saber, very similar to Darth Maul. And I think that was the biggest thing that came out of it, of that movie.
I knew it. She's Darth Maul's daughter. I knew it.
But, and on top of that, there's a lot of stuff saying like Leia's going to be the heart of the film and things like that. So let's just open up to the panel. What do you guys think about Rise of the Skywalker? Zion, you can go.
So obviously from the footage and everything they showed, obviously they showed it to the public, and the post that came out, I feel like in terms of, obviously it looks sick, and it's going to be the finale of Skywalker saga. Hopefully they incorporate everything from every era, especially the prequels, which is, you know, our personal favorites. But yeah, in terms of like Rey and like the hooded with the red lightsabers, I feel like that's gonna be more like a throw off, where that's like Palpatine's either like vision that he's giving to Rey about how it could be if she was in the dark side or something like that. Obviously, there's lots of theories out there, and we'll get into that later. But in terms of just what we've been told, what we saw, I think the more information you get, the more sicker it seems. And the poster looks really insane. Silhouettes of Kylo Ren and Rey about to face off, and you see Palpatine's face in the back. Yeah, I think the more involvement they have with Palpatine and the more they call back to all the old films and really bring everything together in one big package, I think this could be probably the best Star Wars film if they deliver on every note.
Yeah, I agree with that. I honestly think this film will go down as the greatest Star Wars movie ever. It just feels like what Kevin Smith said about it. He basically said he said he saw some of the scenes. He was on set, and he basically said it's like one of the greatest films ever made. And he's only seen like a few scenes, and I think it's gonna be the best. I think it's gonna be like.
I think it's gonna be the best movie this year. I don't think any movie's really gonna touch it in terms of overall impact.
It's gonna
quality.
be the end game of Star Wars films, except it's gonna be a better movie. Like the film itself is gonna be like really good. J.J. Abrams is a very good director. Not that Anthony and Joe Russo are not; they're amazing directors too. But I think J.J. Abrams is an amazing director. So let's see what he does. As far as Rey going to the dark side, I honestly think I'm with Zion on this one. Like, there's no way in hell, bro. There's no way in hell they're gonna be.
I'm thinking dream sequence, something like that.
I think, and we'll probably. I don't know if we're gonna go into our theories about it, but I think Kylo Ren. There's more of a chance Kylo Ren comes to the light than Rey going to the dark side. But I don't think either or will happen. I think he's just going to fight. And then
they showed him looking at the Darth Vader mask in the trailer or whatever.
Kylo Ren's going to get slapped. I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to get slapped at the end. And I hope they bring back some of the OGs. Because, you could, in theory, there's a movie out there that you could have made that would be so freaking nuts. And I think J.J. Abrams, I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to just make it like this crazy, epic film. I think he probably heard some of the criticisms of Force Awakens being very safe. And I think he's gonna go off. That's what I think is going to happen.
Nice.
I feel like it's going to be big lit. As long as she goes to the dark side. Like, low-key, I want her to turn to the dark side.
Are you thinking there's the heavy rumors that Palpatine created Rey? To be a new vessel. That's the rumors I'm hearing these days. That's why she has no parents, because Palpatine's the one who created her.
Well, Shiraz, have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Low-key.
Not Plagueis the Wise.
All right, so either way, there's a good chance that Monday there will be some more footage dropped for Rise of Skywalker. So in that case, we can cover that in another video and get into our theories. But let's keep moving into the D23 news and stick to Star Wars. One of our favorite characters is getting his own TV series, like we discussed prior, but there's a little more information on that now. The Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series is going to be set 7 years after Revenge of the Sith. So it's going to be taking place 7 years after and right around the time, timeline-wise, as Solo. And we saw in Solo that Darth Maul was very active, and he was saying he's still working with Palpatine. So what do you guys think? And I'll pass it to Umar because he is the resident Obi-Wan fan, I think, alongside me. So why don't you tell me kind of where do you think the Obi-Wan series can go now that we know that it takes place 7 years after Revenge of the Sith?
Well, it's a TV show, right?
Yeah, 6 episodes.
6 episodes. So I think they're going to make it. Here's what I think is going to happen. Here's what I want to happen. So first I'll go into what I think is going to happen. What I think is going to happen is I think they're going to play it safe. I don't think they're going to make any like storyline that we think that they should make like a crazy where he's deconstructor is broken because Anakin Skywalker went to the dark side. I think we're going to see a little bit of that, but I think it's going to be more of a balanced approach where it'll be adventurous. Like he'll probably go on some sort of mission or something, even though the Jedi Council is probably destroyed. But he'll probably, I don't think Luke and Leia, I don't think they're going to get too involved in in the world itself. I do think it'll still be a personal story. Like it'll be a personal story. Obviously, they got the actor back, which is like
he was very into it. He came on stage and they asked. He said, I get asked all the time that would I be Obi-Wan again? And when Kathleen Kennedy finally asked him,
Kathleen, can you ask me in front of all of these people, all of these witnesses, could you please ask me, am I going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again?
Ewan?
Yes?
Are you going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again?
Yes.
He straight up said, yeah, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it was a very big deal. But let's just move on from there because we actually have another video covering Obi-Wan. You guys can watch it if you want to hear more of our thoughts and theories on that show. And let's move on to The Mandalorian. And I'll let Samir kind of give his thoughts on that. What do you think about that series? It takes place after Episode 6, but before Episode 7, and it covers a brand new character. What do you think about the tone and what's going on with that trailer, Samir?
I mean, the whole Star Wars franchise is pretty lit. Like, I'm really into it, so I guess it'll be exciting to see a new character. I'm not sure. I didn't even see the trailer.
All right, fine.
Well, I think the coolest thing about that was obviously the aesthetic was really sick.
Yeah, cinematography.
The cinematography was great, and he didn't say one word the entire trailer, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
The question is it going to be better than Rogue One? That's the question.
A lot of people think it has Rogue One vibes.
Inspired by kind of like how Rogue One was. It was going to be very grounded. Like you don't be a lot of force use going around.
Yeah, I mean, Jon Favreau's directing it, so we know his directing style in a sense. I mean, outside of Lion King, but we saw kind of what he did, and he wants to take an extremely dark approach. So the opening shot of the trailer was multiple pikes with stormtroopers' heads like squished through and blood coming everywhere. Like it's gonna be a very brutal series. Like they're not holding anything back with this show, and it's gonna be the debut series of Disney Plus. So for people who are gonna be subscribing to Disney Plus, you're gonna get that series on November 12th, which is the opening day of the platform. So that can definitely be a pretty good series. And I think.
But have they explored bounty hunters? Like, wouldn't he technically just be another clone of Jango Fett?
They haven't, but the actor who's playing him doesn't look like Jango Fett, so it's not him. In a sense, I think they're going more the Star Wars Rebels approach, where they showed the Mandalorians are a group of people, and they'll have like this. So it's a group of bounty hunters, so he represents that group in a sense. So one more thing about Star Wars, and Zion answered this one. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is coming back for a final season, one more season to bridge between Episode 2 and Episode 3. And it's going to have, obviously, everyone back, Anakin, Obi-Wan, cover more bases, and kind of set everything up for Anakin being turning to the dark side in Episode 3. Are you excited for that series?
I'm definitely excited for it. Obviously, I know you and me, we watched a lot of Clone Wars, and they really did a great job expanding the story between 2 and 3. And obviously this will be like the bridge towards 3. So I can't wait to see how they finally get to that point. You see a lot of crazy things. Also, there's a picture of Ahsoka. I think she's going to be back in the series.
And Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how that's going to go. And it's also, there's a limited series, right?
Yeah,
so
just going to be a few episodes. Yeah, just the good thing about these shows, I mean, the more prequel content, the better. So
That's true.
I'm into it. And Clone Wars is such a high quality show that every Star Wars fan should be watching it. So that'd be great as well. All right, so that covers all of our Star Wars bases. Let's move on to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And they covered a lot of things. Not as many on the movie side, but definitely a lot of things on the TV side. But we can start with the movies first. First thing is that Black Panther 2 was officially announced. And it's going to be coming out in 2022. So same year as Aquaman. Specifically, it's coming out on May 6th. And Ryan Coogler said that he finished the script. He's just kind of working on it more, and there's still some work to be done, but it'll probably go to shooting next year and then get it ready for 2022. So, Samir, you're the resident Black Panther fan. What are you excited for Black Panther 2, and where do you think they can go with the villains or whatever the case might be?
I really hope that Namor is in it. Right, that's his name.
Yeah, you want him to be the villain, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I want him to be the villain. Or I want him to go to war with Atlantis.
That could be kind of lit. I feel like that'd be a very cool dark way to go. You know, the war between Atlanteans and Wakandans. Like that could be kind of lit, right? But 2022, it's a pretty long time. Like, Umar, would you prefer it to come out earlier, or do you think it's good at taking the time with it?
Dude, at this point, we get these movies like every other freaking month. But it's with Black Panther 2. Honestly, I actually don't know why they're waiting. I think it's a scheduling thing, probably. Yeah. I don't think they would wait because Black Panther 2 is gonna make $1 billion, bro. Like it's like any other Marvel movie. Like it's gonna make $1 billion. It's probably gonna be really good. Ryan Coogler, like what he did with the first one was amazing. And then I don't know Namor or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Namor. I don't know him, but it sounds like it's similar to Aquaman.
Yeah, he's the Aquaman of Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he pulls up, we'll see who wins. I mean, I got my money on Black Panther. So.
Well, he's a title character. All right, let's move to the Eternals, right? And they, for Game of Thrones fans out there, Kit Harington has been cast in the Eternals. He's playing a character called Dane Whiteman. He's not going to be one of the Eternals, meaning he is not one of those like celestial beings that most of the cast is playing. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes. They're very secretive about this project. Again, they're not telling anyone what the movie's about, what the plot's about. They did show off the very big cast. But other than that, not much about this movie. But Samir, you got anything to say about it?
Dude, it looks sick. The cast is sick.
And
also, with such a sick cast, I don't think they're gonna make it like a joke, like normal Marvel movies.
It does seem like they're gonna go serious on this one, yeah. Just because the cast.
I never freaking know.
Well,
yeah, we know.
It's hard to tell. All right, and then finally, last movie news. Spider-Man, one more update on Spider-Man. Both Kevin Feige and Tom Holland have made statements on the character. I'll read Kevin Feige's comment first. Feige said, "We got to make 5 films within the MCU with Spider-Man, and it was a dream that I never thought would happen. But we knew it was never going to last. We knew there would be a finite amount of time we'd be able to use the character, and we told the story we wanted to tell, and I'll always be thankful of that." Then Tom Holland had another comment where he said, "All I know is that I'm going to continue playing Spider-Man and having the time of my life. It's going to be so fun. The future of Spider-Man will be different, but it will be equally as awesome and amazing, and we'll continue to find new ways to make him even cooler." So, Zian, what do you think about both those comments?
So I think this is basically like them saying it's over, you know. So at this point, just focus on the future. Obviously, Spider-Man interacting with the Avengers was really cool to see, but there's not any Avengers movies anytime soon. And for the sake of Spider-Man, I feel like this is the best possible thing. I know we've talked about this in the previous Spider-Man podcast, but now as I finally, I guess, technically confirmed by the actor and Feige himself that they're going a different direction, I think this is great. I think keep Tom Holland. He signed for one more movie, right?
Yeah.
In his current contract. I think keep him, but like completely switch up everything. I don't know if they want to recast this.
They're not going to. They're not recasting anyone.
They keep the world the same, but you have to just switch everything.
From my understanding, it will not be a soft reboot. Like they will try to tie up what happened in Far From Home. Like, even if another movie comes out. So they're going to forget it didn't happen. They're going to try to tie it together.
I guess so.
But they're just not going to mention Iron Man anymore, the Avengers. It's going to happen without that being said. And honestly, what's the difference? It's like watching Black Panther. They didn't mention the Avengers. Just that's it, you know? Like, if you want your head to keep it in the same world, you could. Either way, it's not 100% over. If Tom Holland had an additional comment saying, who knows what could happen, and the future is still unknown. So you never know a deal can be made, but from our understanding, at least for the next Tom Holland movie, don't expect it to be Marvel Cinematic Universe. Omar, do you have any comments on this?
I think it's a play, dude. I think it's just a way to market. Like they're gonna make 2 movies. Sony will make the 2 movies, and then they'll make one big return to the MCU film, which everybody and the grandmother is gonna go watch. So
True. But then
it's a good marketing ploy.
I heard one thing that there could be a rumor, but one thing that Sony wanted was that if you make another deal, then they want Tom Hardy to be fully in the MCU. Like they want Venom to count as an MCU movie, and Disney wasn't really having that for various reasons.
What do you mean? They're like the same thing. There's the same jokes and everything.
I wish everyone understood this.
MCU doesn't have Eminem, so it's not the same. Venom's a little higher.
I want the Eminem song to be part of the MCU.
Listen, but unfortunately, Disney does not want Eminem to be canon. So because of this, they don't want to tie it together. But honestly, if you put Venom in the MCU, it could still be good. Like I don't know what the issue is.
That's true. I mean, like if you put Venom in the MCU, it wouldn't really change anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't change anything.
You can fit him in.
I want the symbiotes to be in the thing.
The symbiote? Okay.
And if we're talking about movie endings, you get
Venom is shit.
You have Infinity War as the best film ending in Marvel, and then the Venom's ending the second best.
The Venom ending was too good. If you think about it, it's too good.
It's like so classic walkway banter, you know.
It's so good.
Seamlessly transitioning into Eminem's Venom.
But on a more serious note, to get back on track,
we weren't being serious.
Loki.
I was dead ass.
Me too. All right, listen. That was it for Marvel news. They did show a Black Widow trailer, but
there's also a TV movie.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. That's Marvel movie news. I said they showed a Black Widow trailer, but it was the same one from Comic-Con, still not released publicly. So I'm guessing they're gonna tag it with Star Wars. So when Star Wars comes out, they'll probably show Black Widow on that. But again, they showed she has a brand new white suit. There's no images of that yet, and that the guy from Stranger Things is playing Taskmaster, the main villain. All right, let's move from Marvel movies to the last part of it, which is Marvel television, right? And there's been a bunch of Marvel TV announcements. Again, Disney is not holding back when it comes to Disney Plus, and they want to put as much content on there as possible for their fans to get into. So let's start with the first thing. That's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They announced who one of the main villains will be outside of Zemo, and it's going to be Wyatt Russell playing John Walker, who is the U.S. agent. Now, for our fans who know, U.S. agent is basically America's answer to Captain America leaving. In the comics, when Captain America got too old, the United States government responded with creating their own super soldier who's 100% committed and patriotic to America, and his name is U.S. Soldier. And he also has a shield and a costume
US
very
agent
similar.
US?
U.S. Agent, his name. And obviously, what we heard from the story, they're going to kind of talk about kind of the racial elements of this, that Captain America chose Falcon to be the next Cap, but the government doesn't want that, and they chose their own Cap instead. So it's going to be basically Cap versus Cap, in a sense, where it's going to be a political story, very Winter Soldier-like, where Falcon is kind of adjusting to the new mantle and the new shield, while he's facing a government agent who also has a Captain America shield, and who also wants the throne. So what do you guys think about that series?
So it's not as much the buddy cop.
It won't be that much buddy. There's still going to be buddy cop between him and Winter Soldier, but they want to go with like a political route and do some real work with it. And there's rumors, not 100% true, but there's rumors that they might have gotten Chris Evans to shoot something for the series. So he might show up. So as the resident Captain America fan, Omar, what do you think about this?
I think
that Chris Evans might come back.
I think the way... Sorry?
Yeah, about the whole news. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I said the way you put the news, it sounds like it's going to be really exciting, especially if they go political with it. And then, like they're going to have some jokes here and there and whatever, but if they go political, then I think they should go all the way and, like, you know, actually, like you said, do some work. as far as like how excited I personally am, I'm not really that excited. So I'm just not. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like I actually don't know why. Like I'm just not excited.
So even if Captain America is showing up himself, if Chris Evans is showing up,
yeah, I mean Chris Evans is different. He's the GOAT.
That's the rumor though. The rumor he's showing up. We're gonna get
I think it's gonna stay a rumor. I don't think it's gonna happen. But if it does happen, that'd be cool to see. And honestly, I'm more curious than excited just to see like what they're gonna pull off. I'm more curious than excited. So
then
that's my take on that.
The show takes place before Far From Home.
No, yeah, it takes. Well, they didn't say Far From Home. Just says Captain America is dead, but it's because no one knows it's an old Cap. So he could make a dramatic return, let's say in third act, where he just shows up. Not third act, but like the latter episodes of the series where he just shows up and he's like, the real Captain America is the one I chose, not the government version. You know.
And then blast the Avengers theme. That'd be freaking lit.
That could, yeah. And also people like Sharon Carter are coming back. Obviously Baron Zemo's coming back. So they're recasting a bunch of guys for not recasting. They're bringing back a bunch of actors for this series. So it's gonna be the most, like, if anyone's looking for a series that's most tied to the MCU, it's gonna be this one. It's gonna have the most MCU actors kind of reprising their role. A couple of more series. There's a Moon Knight TV show coming out. Samir, what do you think about Moon Knight?
It's lit. It's lit.
You know, Moon Knight's been rumored for years. Like, even when Netflix was making Daredevil and stuff like that, Moon Knight was always, every single year, constantly asked for hero. And for those of you guys who don't know who Moon Knight is, think of him as, like, Batman for Marvel. Like, in terms of, like, darkness and kind of staying in the night. But he has superpowers. Let's get to the next...
The costume better be sick, bro.
Yeah, if they make a comic accurate
Depends
costume...
how much budget they put in the costume.
Well, you know, we saw in the Mandalorian trailer, they're giving the budget to these shows.
Yeah, to Star Wars.
If the costume is trash,
budget
it's
to
like...
give to Marvel.
And then now there's another show called She-Hulk, a She-Hulk TV series. This is kind of coming out of left field because we've never heard of anything else when it comes to the Hulk, and we know that the chances of Bruce Banner showing up again as the Hulk is very slim in the MCU.
I think it's smart. It's their loophole way of having a Hulk character and being able to do anything they want.
Yeah, that's what they really want.
Because they can't use Bruce Banner's Hulk, so they use She-Hulk.
Because they messed up the original.
They did. and Hulk is done anyway. It said the damage on his arm is permanent. I don't know who She-Hulk's going to be, how they're going to introduce her. She is in the comic, she's Bruce Banner's cousin. So I don't know if she's going to go... I don't know if she's going to go through another experiment and turn into the Hulk also. Or maybe Bruce Banner is retiring or something, and he can't be Hulk anymore. So he gives that power to her somehow.
That's not how it works.
Meaning he tells her how to go to the Gamma Chamber. Because remember, by Endgame he perfected it.
Okay,
Remember,
I think we
Endgame.
should forget that bullshit.
Remember, Endgame Hulk can talk everything normal, so he perfected how to do it. And She-Hulk also can talk normal. Like, there's no version of She-Hulk where she's a monster. She talks like a normal person, except she's like Hulk. So there's a chance they might try something like this. This show, we don't know when it's coming out, but it's on the way, right? Finally, there is Miss Marvel, which is coming out. And Miss Marvel will focus on Kamala Khan, Pakistani Muslim teenage girl living in New Jersey. Obviously, she takes inspiration from Captain Marvel. I don't know if that means Brie Larson's going to show up in the series. I personally doubt it, but if she does, it'll be interesting where that goes. This is the only character where Kevin Feige said is showing up both in the movies and the show. Meaning, just because she's showing up in the show right now for 6 episodes, she's going to be in the next Avengers movie. Like, she's being built to be in the Avengers, right?
Wait, Moon Knight's not going to be in the movie?
They didn't say. They just said, they didn't say any words about that. But for Kamala, they specifically took a second to say her role's going to be both for films and TV. They're going to really try to build her up as a big character. My interpretation is that she's going to stay as her own for 6 episodes. By the time it comes out, because who knows when it's coming out, Captain Marvel 2 will probably be out by then, and then they probably want to flex her into that movie, and blend her through and let her meet her idol, in a sense, right? So, anyone anything to say about Miss Marvel?
Yeah, I think as Muslims ourselves and people of color, it's great to see this type of representation, finally come through in a big platform like this.
Yeah, let's be completely honest, and hint, there could be a piece for me coming soon, but if you look at Hollywood and show how Muslims are shown in Hollywood, predominantly 99.9% of the time, they're shown as criminals or terrorists. And if they're not shown as that, they're shown as foreigners with very heavy accents. So almost unheard of is showing a Muslim teenager who's actually born and raised in America. So how does that life go? It's unheard of, and to make it a superhero, obviously it's a good step, and it's going to be good for showing, a different side of Muslims than what Hollywood normally shows.
Yeah,
So
definitely hats off to Disney for making that step.
yeah, at least Disney made a step. Hopefully DC follows through. They have a Muslim Green Lantern, throw him out there. Anyone else have any thoughts on Miss Marvel, or should I move on?
It's not DC's dead.
That's freaking very true, but whatever.
All right. So anyone else have anything to say about that, or should I move on?
No.
All right. Last thing, and we're gonna end on a DC Comics note. According to Heroic Hollywood, Black Adam will be is eyeing a spring 2020 shoot. Black Adam is still going to be played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and they are setting up Hawkman to be his primary villain or hero, the way you see it. From his perspective, he's been fighting Hawkman. So, and then the rumors are they're looking to cast an Arab guy as Hawkman. Obviously, the movie will take place in the past, in the super past. So think ancient Egypt. That's when the movie's been taking place. And you're going to see Hawkman face off against Black Adam. And eventually, the idea is to obviously tie it into Shazam 2. So, or Shazam 3.
Isn't it technically already spoiled because Hawkman has to lose?
Well, Hawkman has
to
to go. No, Hawkman is probably going to draw, and Hawkman's going to go away. Because they're not going to kill Hawkman off. He's a big character. They probably want to use him.
But that's huge because that means they're going to lead into Thanagar. And
Yeah, this movie is the only time in history where we can say at least they're building towards something. Because there is no...
aside from Zack Snyder's movies.
No, but Zack Snyder doesn't do any movies anymore, so stop mentioning him. But from
He does movies. He doesn't do DC
from the DC movies, all the movies are so separate. And everyone's saying, like, Birds of Prey is saying, oh, it's not a sequel to Suicide Squad. It's going to be very, like, solo-driven for Harley and disconnect from everything. Batman, we know, is not part of the universe. Wonder Woman's a complete retcon. Aquaman 2 is just Aquaman 2. But we know Black Adam is at least building towards something where we know eventually we're going to see Shazam face him. According to all rumors, this movie will be rated R. So it'll be interesting to see a rated R Black Adam movie team up with, like, a very, very kiddie Shazam. So it'll be interesting how that goes. Any thoughts, Umar, on the Black Adam movie?
Well, I know your ass wants to see Superman somehow show up in that crowd. So
It won't be Henry Cavill.
No way.
Unfortunately,
There's no way.
from the rumors, the first draft of the script was supposed to be Superman versus Black Adam. But because Superman can't be used, they decided to put him more in the past. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. What do you guys think about D23 this year? What announcement were you most excited for? Was it something Star Wars related? Was it something Marvel related? Definitely let us know in the comments below. And if you guys missed our Fabian Wagner podcast, it's one of our biggest interviews yet. Please go check it out. There's a lot of cool information about the Snyder Cut, about Game of Thrones, so be sure not to miss it. From myself, from Zayan, from Umar, and from Samir, this is the Faruqi Bros. We'll see you next time. Peace out.